Hello, I'm Trainer James, and today we are going to attempt to hit Mythic in Historic Best of 3 with our Mono-Green Werewolves deck. Now, as you may know, we hit Mythic last month with a Mono-Green Werewolves deck, but it was in Standard. This is before Alchemy came out as well, so it was just Standard. But I want to try this deck in Best of 3 in Historic, so yeah, this is the deck as you can see it, but what do we gain from playing in Historic? Well, we get to play Llanowar Elves, so we're able to ramp ourselves, unlike playing in Standard. You could in Standard play Jaspera Sentinel, it's just that it's a slower form of ramp in my opinion, but playing Llanowar Elves turn 1, and then being able to bring out, like a Howlpack Piper or a Nightpack Ambusher on turn 3 would definitely benefit us, especially in Historic, because Historic is such a fast format. But as I just mentioned, Nightpack Ambusher here is another reason to play Historic. Now, it's 2 green for a 4/4 wolf. It has flash. Other wolves and werewolves you control get +1/+1. And at the beginning of your end step, if you didn't cast a spell this turn, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. This Nightpack Ambusher plays really well with Howlpack Piper, because Howlpack Piper's ability of 1 and a green tapping it and being able to put a creature onto the battlefield means that you could put Nightpack Ambusher on the battlefield. You didn't cast it, so at the end of the turn you actually play Nightpack Ambusher, you get the 2/2 wolf token. So yeah, that's definitely a huge reason to play this deck in Historic as opposed to Standard. But we also get access to some protection. Heroic Intervention here. We have 1 in the main deck, and we have 3 more in the sideboard for the full playset. Because, sometimes going up against Control, they have a bunch of Wraths. But it should be noted that if your opponent plays Divine Purge, because it exiles things, it doesn't destroy them, Heroic Intervention will not protect you from that. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But yeah, everything else here is basically things we can play in our Standard build. We have, the Faceless Haven. Granted, it's tweaked now, so it's been nerfed a little. It's a 3/3 instead of a 4/3. But having a 3/3 mana land that is all creature types is still very strong, whether you're playing Historic or Alchemy. And then we have 1 Snakeskin Veil here to, again, protect one of our creatures from spot removal. We're running 1 Inscription of Abundance along with 4 Blizzard Brawl, because we have 5 ways this way of dealing with our opponent's creatures. But with Inscription, we can make our creature bigger, we can gain life, or if we have 5 or more mana, we can do all 3. And then basically everything else, Tenacious Pup is here because it's a wolf. It gives one of our other creatures plus a +1/+1 counter, a trample counter, and a vigilance counter. So having, like a werewolf pack leader come down and be a 4/4 with trample and vigilance is just excellent. Having a Cemetery Prowler come down as a 4/5 with trample and vigilance. Well, it already has vigilance, but trample and then being able to get rid of things out of your opponent's graveyard is also just really nice. Howlpack Piper is a 2/2, so if you make it a 3/3, then it doesn't get hit by things like, Shock, Play with Fire, Unholy Heat that doesn't have Delirium yet. So yeah, this is our Mono-Green Werewolves deck. Obviously, you can see 3 Avabruck Caretaker here, because Avabruck Caretaker is really great to bring down with the Howlpack Piper. Just being able to spend 2 mana on it and then being able to flip it to Night immediately is just great value. Plus, it gives all of our permanents hexproof. So let's go ahead and look at the sideboard real quick. And actually, I want to view the sideboard from over here because you can actually see all the cards this way. So we have another Snakeskin Veil for decks that have a lot of spot removal. As I said, we're playing 3 more for the full playset of Heroic Intervention against mostly control decks, but if your opponent is playing a lot of spot removal, you could bring in the Snakeskin Veil and the other 3 Heroic Interventions. Questing Beast is here. This is another reason to play Historic with this deck. You get access to Questing Beast. Questing Beast is 2 green for a 4/4 of Vigilance, Death Touch, Haste. Can't be blocked by creatures with 2 or less. Combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented. So if your opponent is playing like a Sarah's Emissary deck or maybe like a Simic Fog deck, I guess, then Questing Beast allows you to still get in with damage. We're running 1 Gaia's Blessing because people do still play rogues. They don't play rogues as often, but rogues are still out there. So we have 1 Gaia's Blessing in the sideboard. We have 1 Scavenging Ooze to go along with our 4 Cemetery Prowler. Sometimes, you know, like with the Is It Phoenix decks, with the Rakdos Arcanist decks, like you just need to get rid of their graveyard. So we're running 1 Scavenging Ooze to go with the 4 Cemetery Prowler. Shifting Ceratops is here, mostly against control decks. Can't be countered. Protection from blue. If you have an extra green mana laying around, then you can give it haste or trample or reach. 2 Stonecoil Serpent are here because 5-color Niv-Mizzet decks are pretty popular in Historic. So Stonecoil Serpent can't really be hit by anything in their deck except for sometimes they run Fatal Push, so Fatal Push can hit them, but everything else in their deck is multicolored, so Stonecoil Serpent just stops their deck basically. And plus it has reach, so it can block their Niv-Mizzet. It can block their Kavus. Kavus don't have flying, but they're multicolored. And then we have 1 Primal Might to go with our 4 Blizzard Brawl and 1 Inscription of Abundance. If we go up against other decks that play a lot of creatures, then we can bring in the Primal Might to fight their creatures with ours. And yeah, so this is the deck. This is Mono-Green Werewolves. I know I said that multiple times. I apologize. Yeah. But yeah, so let's go ahead, get to some matches, and I will see you on the battlefield. Tenacious Pup into an Outland Liberator. Howlpack Piper. Okay. Need 1 more land for Blizzard Brawl to be online. See what our opponent does here. Pelt Collector, okay. Burning Tree Emissary. Into a Voltaic Brawler. Well, that's it's real good. It's real good. No tax. Questing Beast. Oh dang. Okay. Down to 12 we go. Get rid of that Voltaic Brawler. No tax. Oh, they have Embercleave. Yep. Block here, block here. Oh, buddy. Okay, let's see. Inscription, okay. Well, they're going pretty aggro, so we need to take out some of our higher hitting creatures to bring in our own. Let's bring in some Questing Beast. Heroic Intervention, Snakeskin Veil. Take out a Liberator for a Scavenging Ooze. Okay. Pretty good hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Next turn we play our Cemetery Prowler, and then the turn after that we play Questing Beast. Burning Tree Emissary. Nice. Well, let's attack. Get you down. Do this. Let's take our pup. Makes our Questing Beast cost 1 less. Sure thing. Sure thing. Attack with both of these. Ooh, a Blizzard Brawl. We'll hold on to that. Never know what our opponent's gonna play. Nothing. They're gonna play nothing. Seven creatures. Let's bring in a Primal Might. Stonecoil Serpent probably wouldn't be too bad. They do play a lot of like Gruul colored creatures. Outland Liberator's not doing much anyways, so let's do that. Well, I just remembered they're playing a Braid. Stonecoil Serpent is an artifact creature. Well, let's attempt this. They probably have a removal spell for our Llanowar Elves. Okay. Jeez. Tenacious Pup. Into a pack leader. Surprised they didn't have a Bone Crusher Giant or an Abrade right there. Take that. Attack. Cemetery Prowler. Make our creatures cost a little less. That way if they remove the Llanowar Elves... Two drop. Howlpack Piper. Gigantha. So they're either playing 5-color Niv Mizzet or... what, Jund Sack, I guess? Incubation. Okay. Gigantha the Wellspring. With top 5 cards of your library, you may reveal a creature card from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Well, let's get our Howlpack Piper out. Simic? Simic ramp? With Gigantha? What's this do? Incubation. Fae of Wishes. So they have something in their sideboard that they want to get out, I guess. Probably run it like an Ugin or something. Well, no, because Ugin would then kill all their creatures as well. Reveal a non-creature card you own from outside the game and put it into your hand. Key to the archive, okay. I mean, we can easily dispatch of that. Using our Liberator. Could go for the Nightpack Ambusher right now. And then draw a card. But then we don't. Okay, well, let's do this. Get rid of that. Unfortunately, we can't play our Nightpack Ambusher now. But I think it'll be worth it to get rid of the key to the archive. Paradox Engine. Whenever you cast a spell, untap all non-land permanents you control. Okay. Let's play our Howlpack Piper. Go get ourselves an Outland Liberator. Let's use Paradox Engine to make it so that their mana dorks, whenever they cast a spell, they untap. So it's sort of like infinite mana for as with their mana dorks, and if they run other things to get enchantments or artifacts. Okay. Choose target artifact card in your graveyard. You may cast that card this turn. Draw ourselves a card. Okay. Play our Liberator. And let's go ahead. Have these two fight. Get rid of that. Now it's back to day, which is fine, because we can use Howlpack Piper's tap ability now. They could play Paradox Engine, but that uses all their mana. Unless they have another land. And a 1-mana spell. Okay, so let's see. Outland Liberator is going to be great here. Put in a Primal Might. Because they're going to have a bunch of mana dorks, so if we can just fight them, dwindle down their mana sources that way. I guess Questing Beasts would be good too, because they all have low toughness. So let's get rid of the Caretaker for the Questing Beast. I'm not sure if we need Snakeskin Veil. Let's see. Well, this can turn our creatures into a 3/3 Frog Wizard. They have Tamiyo. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Fortunately, we don't have... Well, we sort of have ways of turning off the graveyard. I guess we could bring in Scavenging Ooze in place of Snakeskin Veil. Okay, let's give that a shot. Llanowar Elves. Okay. Llanowar Elves, Outland Liberator. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. We just need another land. Incubation. 5 wishes. Look at that. We have Mana Dorks too, opponent. No future. We have Mana Dorks as well. Tangled Florahedron. Do we play Cemetery Prowler or just Primal Might their Tangled Florahedron? Okay. Attack for 2. Chromatic Sphere. Ooh. Tenacious Pup. What's this do? Add 1 mana of any color, draw a card. Tangled Florahedron, make our creatures cost less. Blue. Fae of Wishes, I guess, maybe? Though, they already had a blue, so probably not. If they wanted a Fae of Wishes, they had Llanowar Elves, and they had the lands to do it, so they didn't have to sack that. Otherworldly Gaze. Put any number of them into your graveyard and the rest on top of your library in any order. Key to the Archive and Paradox Engine. Okay, well, let's get their Paradox Engine. Pass a turn. We could flash in the Nightpack Ambusher. We got something they want. Mox Amber. Emery. Okay. We have ways of dealing with Emery. One, two, three. What should we get? Key to the Archive, I guess? Down to 7 they go. Bam. Outland Liberator. And let's see. Get rid of Emery. Fortunately, we're out of mana now. So if they play an artifact, yeah, we can't destroy it with the Liberator. Fae of Wishes just for a block. Okay. Play first. One land with a bunch of 4-drops. Well, we have to mulligan that. Now we have a handful of lands in a 4-drop. Well, shoot. We do get to go first. Alright, fine. We'll put one back. Hopefully we'll draw some 2-drops. Our opponent's on Aluris. So they're probably playing black, Fatal Push. Red, black. Yep. Okay. Well. There's a 3-drop at least. So we'll be able to steal something out of their graveyard. Or not. Alright, Cemetery Prowler. Our opponent seems to be stuck on one land. Which I guess is fine for us. Dreadhorde Arcanist. Sure. Okay. Well, let's attack. I could see our opponent playing a Thoughtseize, attacking with Dreadhorde Arcanist, playing another Thoughtseize. I guess we'll play the Pack Leader. I want to play the Howlpack Piper with our Snakeskin Veil available. Because I know they run Unholy Heat, probably Fatal Push. Where'd my cat go? I don't know. I don't know where she is. Okay. Drawing a couple more cards. Probably want that Fatal Push for the Cemetery Prowler if they have a black mana source. Though we do have Snakeskin Veil. My turn. Nice. Opponent has to discard. We're definitely not going to get this lucky on the next game. Alright, well, let's attack. Let's draw ourselves a card. Let's take the Stitcher Supplier. That way they don't fill up their graveyard with it. Hit him for 6. Go down to 9. Play our Howlpack Piper. End turn. They could have Unholy Heat. Okay, I was going to say, they could have Unholy Heat on the end of their turn. We Snakeskin Veil, and then next turn they just play Fatal Push anyways. Or not Fatal Push, another Unholy Heat. Though I guess they wouldn't have been able to hit it that way. Okay, so our opponent's definitely doing graveyard stuff. So Avabruck Caretaker is not bad, it's just that it costs 6 mana. Being able to make it night and then give all of our things hexproof so they can't target him would be nice. But realistically, we need a Scavenging Ooze. Questing Beast is a possibility because a lot of their creatures are 1 toughness. Well, Dragon's Rage Channel can be 3 toughness, but you know. So maybe instead of Avabruck, take some Questing Beasts. Heroic Intervention. We can get rid of that. Outland Liberator is not. It dies too often to Unholy Heat, Fatal Push. Maybe we get rid of that and bring in 1 Snakeskin Veil. What if bring in 1 Avabruck? How about that? Waiting on your opponent. Alright. Well, 1 drop, 1 drop, 2 drop, 4 drop. Okay. Llanowar Elves into Tenacious Pup. Tenacious Pup makes it so that either one of these 2 spells can't be hit by an Unholy Heat that doesn't have Delirium. So let's do that. Dragon's Rage Channel. Okay. Let's do this. do this. Bam! Get out of here. Attack. Surprised they didn't take the Llanowar Elves. Okay, 3 toughness, so Unholy Heat by itself does not take it out. Colligan's Command by itself does not take it out. There goes Loris. Okay, fine. Well, let's do this. Bam. Oh, well, bam. And because we didn't cast this, we actually get a wolf this turn, too. Yeah. Well, we have 4 mana, so... Well... What's all in their graveyard? Artifact, instant, creature, sorcery. So they do have Delirium. Okay, so Unholy Heat can take out a bunch of things. But we could get rid of an artifact if we get ourselves a Cemetery Prowler. Might have been smart to just take the Nightpack Ambusher, but in case they have like Thoughtseize or something, though I guess if they have Thoughtseize, they take the Prowler anyways. Channeler. Unholy Heat, okay. Yes! Woo! What? Oh. Oh, okay. I was like, what? We didn't rank up? We did. We ranked up. We hit Mythic. Woo! Mono-Green Werewolves. So those were the matches with Mono-Green Werewolves in Historic Best of 3. As you can see, the deck had an overall 77% win rate with 94% on the play, 59% on the draw, across 13 matches that took 2 hours and 22 minutes. Yeah, so this deck was a whole lot of fun to play, especially in Historic. I think actually it was even better to play in Historic than it was in Standard when we did it last month. Before Alchemy came out, right? But, yeah, as you can see, the deck just absolutely trounced Gruul. Had a 3-0 against Gruul. It lost against Mono White and Dimir, and it also lost against 5-color Niv Mizzet. But, I mean, it did really well overall, as you can see, you know, only losing 3 out of 13 matches. So let's go ahead and look at the deck itself. So some things I really like about this deck. First off is Nightpack Ambusher. It has Flash. It costs 4, but if you bring it in with Howlpack Piper, then you immediately get the 2/2 Wolf token that turn, which is really cool. And then having access to Llanowar Elves as well definitely helped this deck, like being able to get our our 4-drops down a turn early, or even the Avabruck Caretaker down a turn early. And then being able to exile a creature with Cemetery Prowler. So you could essentially get an Avabruck Caretaker down on turn 4, potentially. Well, actually, no. Yeah, well, yeah, turn 4. Turn 4. That makes sense. Okay. And then, so this deck was a whole lot of fun. If you're playing Historic, and if you're looking for something different to play, like maybe you're tired of playing some of the decks that you have, and you want to try something unique, I think this deck definitely fits that mold. Like, obviously, there is a mono-green deck in Historic, but it's not this deck. It's not Mono-Green Werewolves. But, Yeah, so this deck is, in my opinion, quite powerful, as it was in Standard when we hit Mythic back in November. And I know it's late in the season for us to be hitting Mythic, but you know, we did it. So this deck is definitely Mythic worthy, in my opinion. Some of the sideboard cards that are pretty helpful, definitely Heroic Intervention, being able to protect our creatures from wrath effects. Questing Beast was also very vital, I found. And then, Shifting Ceratops going against control decks. Stonecoil Serpent didn't help us all that much in our 5-color Niv Mizzet matchup. As you can see, or as you saw, we lost that game. So you could potentially replace Stonecoil Serpent with something else. Or maybe you just take, one or two other sideboard cards out and add, one or two more Stonecoil Serpent for that matchup. So you are ensuring yourself that you do win that matchup. Like you can get rid of one Heroic Intervention, and I don't know. You probably don't really need Gaia's Blessing. Like, you don't run into rogues all that often. So you could probably get rid of a Heroic Intervention and a Gaia's Blessing to bring in 2 more Stonecoil Serpent if you want to. Or just get rid of 1 Heroic Intervention and bring in 1 Stonecoil Serpent so you have 3. And keep the Gaia's Blessing, if you find that you are going up against rogues a lot. But overall, I enjoyed this deck a whole lot, and I hope you guys also enjoyed watching this deck, and I hope you get out there and actually play this deck. Let me know if you do. You can find me on Twitter. I'm Trainer James MTG. Let me know over there, or just let me know in the comment section if you like this deck, if you like this video. I want to thank you guys for watching today's video. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more Magic the Gathering Arena content. You can check out that video right over there. If you want to watch something else, there's a playlist right below it if you want to check out more of my content. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.